Hello, and a very warm welcome to today's episode of Fluent Within, the podcast where we explore the beautiful, sometimes messy, but always rewarding journey of mastering the English language. I want to start by asking you a question. Have you ever felt like you're stuck in a room with 1,000 words in your head, but no one to say them to? It is one of the most common frustrations I hear from learners all over the world. You study the grammar, you do the apps, you watch the movies, but when it comes time to actually speak, you feel, well, lonely and perhaps a bit stuck. But what if I told you that your most valuable conversation partner is actually staring back at you in the mirror every single morning? Today, we are diving deep into the art of practicing English alone. We're going to transform your solitary time into a high-octane language lab, and I promise you, by the end of this episode, you won't feel alone in your practice anymore. Now, let's address the elephant in the room. Talking to yourself feels a little crazy, doesn't it? I remember the first time I tried it, I was constantly looking over my shoulder to make sure my roommates weren't listening. But here is the secret. Every polyglot, every master of multiple languages uses this crazy method. It's the safest space you have. No judgment, no embarrassment, just you and the language. Let's start with our first technique, narrating your life. Think of yourself as the main character in a documentary or a chef on a cooking show. Imagine you're in your kitchen. Instead of just making coffee in silence, speak it out loud. Say, "First, I'm reaching for my favorite ceramic mug. I can feel the cool surface of the counter. Now I'm grinding the beans, the smell is incredible, and I'm pouring the hot water slowly." Do you hear that? You're using verbs, adjectives, and prepositions in a real-world context. You aren't just memorizing a list, you're living the language. It builds a bridge between your brain and your mouth that silent study just can't touch. Now, let's move to something a bit more technical, but incredibly powerful, shadowing. If you haven't heard of this, it's essentially acting as a shadow to a native speaker. Find a podcast like this one or a YouTube video of someone whose voice you like. Listen to one sentence and then almost instantly repeat it. Try to mimic the rhythm, the intonation, and even the emotional weight of the words. It's like music. You aren't just learning words, you're learning the melody of English. When do they go high? When do they go low? Where do they pause for effect? See, I just did it there. There's a certain magic that happens when your muscles start to memorize the shapes they need to make. It's muscle memory, just like playing the piano or shooting a basketball. Now, I have to be honest with you about the next tip. It's the one everyone hates, but it's the one that works the best. You have to record yourself. I know. Hearing your own voice recorded is a special kind of torture for most of us. We sound different than we think we do, but in that recording lies the truth of your progress. Record a 1-minute clip of yourself talking about your day, then listen back. Don't be mean to yourself, just be curious. Listen for one thing you did well and one thing you want to tweak. Maybe a TH sound was a bit flat, or maybe you hesitated too long before a verb. If you don't hear your mistakes, you can't fix them. It's like a dancer practicing without a mirror. You need that feedback loop to grow. Let's take a breath for a second. I want to talk about the internal monologue. This is the holy grail of language learning. Most of us translate from our native language into English. It's slow, it's exhausting, and it makes our speech clunky. To stop translating, you have to start thinking in English. Start small. When you're sitting on the bus or waiting in line, don't look at your phone. Instead, look around and label things in English. Blue car, busy street, that person looks tired. I wonder what they're thinking about. Eventually, those labels become sentences, and those sentences become thoughts. When you can think, "I'm hungry," instead of translating it from your own language, you've won a massive battle. Another fun way to practice alone is the interview method. I love this one. Pretend you're a famous celebrity being interviewed by a talk show host. Ask yourself questions. So, tell us about your new project. Then answer as yourself or as a version of yourself. It forces you to use complex structures and storytelling techniques that you wouldn't use just by describing your breakfast. I see so many students get discouraged because they feel they aren't advancing fast enough. They feel like without a teacher or a partner, they're just spinning their wheels. But let me tell you something. The time you spend alone with the language is where the real deep work happens. It's where you build your confidence. If you can speak to yourself with ease, speaking to a stranger becomes 10 times easier. Please, be kind to yourself. You are doing something incredibly difficult. Learning a language is like rewiring your brain. It takes time, it takes patience, and most of all, it takes consistency. You don't need to practice for 4 hours a day. Give me 15 minutes. 15 minutes of narration, or 5 minutes of shadowing, and 10 minutes of thinking. That's it. Imagine where you'll be in 6 months if you just talk to yourself for 15 minutes every single day. Your fluency isn't a destination you reach. It's a fire you keep fed with small sticks of practice. We are coming to the end of our time today, but I want you to take one thing away from this. You are your own best teacher. You have the tools, you have the voice, and now you have the techniques. Go ahead, go into your kitchen, make that coffee, and tell the walls all about it. They won't mind, and your English will thank you for it. Thank you so much for spending these 10 minutes with me. It's been an absolute joy to share this space with you. Until next time, keep speaking, keep dreaming, and most importantly, keep being you. This is Fluent Within, signing off. Have a wonderful day of practice.